Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8. We are on chapter 24. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna. We were reading about the Satyavrat Maharaj, like how he, after getting the instructions, instructing the king, Lord disappeared, like the Matsya avatar disappeared after instructing him, Satyavrat Maharaj. So then the Satyavrat Maharaj was waiting for the time to come, and he started meditating on the Matsya avatar. And then after some time, he saw the gigantic cloud poured rain, and everything was covered by water, land and everything was covered by water. And then later, after some time, he saw a fish with a golden color and 8 million miles long and with one horn. And then and that was the Matsya avatar. And he told him to get on it and then put all the rishis and the herbs and everything he put on there. And then he tied the Vasuki, and then he took them. He took them around until the time that Brahma slept, and then he was offering prayers. Now Satyavrat Maharaj is offering prayers, and then one of his prayers was that, "Oh, you are the original Guru, Krishna. You are all the knowledge comes from you," and he was glorifying Lord, and you are the one. And then he also prayed that, "Please, can you cut my knot of false desires?" And like we all have this fruitive mentality in this material world. We just want to be happy, and we do so much endeavor to be happy, but we forget that this is all temporary, and the reservoir of all the happiness is only Krishna. And when we come in contact with him, then if we start pleasing him, then we get pleased ourselves. And then he also mentioned one more important point, that for self-realization there are many other processes, but the best one is bhakti marg, to get engaged in devotional service. And it begins by hearing and chanting from a bona fide guru. And then he also mentioned the importance of the bona fide guru, like how a bona fide guru connects us to Krishna. He is the one who is a guru, is the one who takes us close to Krishna. And then you also mentioned about the Vyasadev, that he recorded what Krishna said, and that's why the puja of the guru is called the Vyasa Puja. And Krishna just wants us all to be happy and come back to Godhead. So guru is that very dear to Krishna, and he's working on behalf of Krishna to take us all back to Godhead. And Krishna wants us all to be happy. Yeah. So that's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
we read that the spiritual master must be worshipped as being the confidential servant of the Lord. So the Lord, of course, yeah, Krishna, Supreme Person of Godhead, is the Supreme Master. But the spiritual master, yeah, also is worshipped as the confidential, because he's a servant, right? Confidential servant of the Lord.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for all the both of you. Okay, so then we continue with text 49. Nayat prasada yuta bhagalesham
Nayat prasada
anye cha deva guruvo jana swayam
अन्ये च देवा
Sadevaguruyo jana swayam
Kartum sameta prabhavanti pumsas
कर्तुं
kartum
समेताः प्रभवन्ति पुंसम्
tam ishvaram tvam sharanam prapadye.
त्वम्
tam
ईश्वरं
tvam
त्वां
sharanam prapadde.
प्रपद्ये.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Neither all the demigods, nor the so-called gurus, nor all other people, either independently or together, can offer mercy that equals even 1/10,000 of yours. Therefore, I wish to take shelter of your lotus feet. It is said, Kamestester Hritegyana Prapadyante Nya Devata. People in general, being motivated by material desires, worship the demigods to get fruitive results very quickly. People generally do not become devotees of Lord Vishnu, since Lord Vishnu never becomes the order supplier of his devotee. Lord Vishnu does not give a devotee benedictions that will create a further demand for benedictions. By worshipping the demigods, one may get results, but as described in Bhagavad Gita, Antavatu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedasam. Whatever great benedictions one may achieve from the demigods are all temporary. Because the demigods themselves are temporary, their benedictions are also temporary and have no permanent value. So, does anyone remember any incidents where the benedictions were given by the demigods, but those benedictions were temporary, didn't last. They were there
Ravan,
for a short time. Yeah, Ravan. Yes.
Ravan got the benediction. It's
Yeah.
temporary.
Yeah. Who else?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu. Yeah, they are the famous examples, right? Famous examples. So the best prayer to the demigods is to grant us devotional service. If we at all want to pray to the demigods, we can pray to them to help us engage in devotional service. So those who aspire for such benedictions have a poor fund of knowledge, that is, approaching demigods for material desires. Tad bhavati alpamedasam. The benedictions of Lord Vishnu are different. By the mercy of Lord Vishnu, one can be completely freed from material contamination and go back home, back to Godhead. So, any instances? Mercy of Lord Vishnu, completely freed from material contamination.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj,
Dhruv,
Dhruv
Dhruv.
Maharaj. Yeah, I was thinking of Dhruv Maharaj also because, he had a desire, he wanted the planet. So,
Even all the
yes,
Pandavas.
Pandavas.
Yeah, they had the mercy of Krishna.
Yeah, they were already completely surrendered to Krishna.
Oh, they
They
would
never
surrender.
needed
Okay.
anything.
They never
Yeah,
needed. Oh, okay.
yeah. They were not coming. They were always taking shelter of Krishna.
So then is it that
Therefore,
Prahlad Maharaj is also wrong or Prahlad Maharaj is right? Because he was also surrendered. He always
yeah, he
remembered.
also was surrendered. It's actually
Yeah.
Dhruv
So
Maharaj. He had a
yeah, only Dhruv
desire.
Maharaj. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So not
Dhruv
Prahlad
Maharaj
Maharaj.
had his.
He would not fall into
No,
this category. Yeah.
no,
Mm.
no, he wouldn't. He was
Yeah.
already surrendered. That's
Yeah,
how he
because he
kept
always
remembering the
remembered,
Lord.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
okay. So therefore, the benedictions offered by the demigods cannot compare to even 1/10,000 of the Lord's benedictions. So here Satyavrat Maharaj is saying, sure, one can get the benedictions of the demigods very easily, But these benedictions that one gets are very temporary. And the benediction that one gets from Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, is so great that it is tens of thousands of times also cannot compare. 1/10,000 of the Lord's benediction cannot compare. So, because the Lord is giving eternal benedictions, spiritual benedictions. One should not, therefore, try to obtain benedictions from the demigods or false gurus. One should aspire only for the benediction offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18:66, Sarva dharman parityagya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. This is the greatest benediction. So no one else says that. No one else can say that. Only Krishna can say that. You surrender to me and I will take away all your sins. And that's what he does. Krishna is saying, don't fear. Yeah, don't fear, because we may get fearful. Oh, is it really? I'll really get free of all my sinful reactions by surrendering to Krishna. So Krishna is saying, do not fear. What happens is that when we get the temporary benedictions from the demigods, that still creates further desire to remain in the material world. That keeps us in the material world longer. But when one worships Lord Vishnu, then we are gradually on the journey back home, back to Godhead. That's the difference. Okay, so going on. Achakshurandasya yatha granthi kritas
चक्षुन्थस्य यथा ग्रणीः कृतस्य
तथा janasya vidusho buddho guru.
तथा जनस्य विदुषो बुधो गुरुः
Vam arkadrik sarvadrisham samikshano
त्वम् अर्कदृक्सर्वदृशां समीक्षणो
rito gururna swagatim bubutsatam.
वृतो गुरुर्नं स्वगतिं बुभुत्सताम्.
As a blind man being unable to see accepts another blind man as his leader, people who do not know the goal of life accept someone as a guru who is a rascal and a fool. But we are interested in self-realization. Therefore, we accept you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as our spiritual master, for you are able to see in all directions and are omniscient like the sun. So who's saying this?
Devrat Maharaj.
Satya, yeah, that's right. Satyavrata is saying. The conditioned soul, being wrapped in ignorance and therefore not knowing the goal of life, accepts a guru who can juggle words and make some display of magic that is wonderful to a fool. Sometimes a foolish person accepts someone as a guru because he can manufacture a small quantity of gold by mystic yogic power. Because such a disciple has a poor fund of knowledge, he cannot judge whether the manufacture of gold is the criterion for a guru. Why should one not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, from whom unlimited numbers of gold mines come into being? So what is the criterion of a guru? For example, now when we are choosing a doctor, what is the criteria that we choose a doctor for? Say we have a very serious heart is not good. We need to search a heart doctor, a doctor who can treat us. So what is the criteria that we are going to look at? Is it that
That
we are
he
going
has
to
a
look
proper degree, like he has
proper
this proper
degree?
surgery knowledge of heart, and he has his proper degrees, that
Yeah, and
he's,
that
you know,
he's
like he's
able to
done, yeah, bona fide, like he's bona
Specialist.
fide in the sense he has done everything proper practice, and he knows.
yeah, that's right. We are not going to say, oh, this doctor, he speaks so nicely. Or this person, this is a person and he speaks so nicely. And so I want him to do my heart surgery. Or this person, so charismatic, so I want him to do the heart surgery. We don't do that, right? Right? We are just saying that, oh, if is one really efficient? Is he really a doctor? Can he really cure patients? Is he already, as you said, he has a proper medical degree, working in a proper manner? And then we are willing to. So same for a guru, the criterion that he can take us back home, back to Godhead. So here Satyavrat Maharaj is saying that Krishna is the original guru. Accept Krishna. What is Krishna saying? Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita, that's his instruction. Surrender unto me. So a real guru, he will say, surrender to Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. This is what Krishna is saying. All the gold mines are created by the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, why should one accept a magician who can manufacture only a small portion of gold? Such gurus are accepted by those who are blind, not knowing the goal of life. Maharaj Satyavrat, however, knew the goal of life. He knew the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he accepted the Lord as his Guru. So, what is the goal of life? What is the goal of human life? We have so many goals. We have physical goals, health goals, mental goals, financial goals. But what is actually the goal of human life?
To go back home, back to Godhead.
Back home, back to Godhead, yes. Prema Pamartho Mahan. Revive our love for Krishna. That is the goal of life. So, he knew the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he accepted the Lord as his Guru. Either the Supreme Lord or his representative can become Guru. The Lord says, Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam taranti te. One can get relief from the clutches of Maya as soon as he surrenders unto me. Surrender unto me, Krishna is saying. So many times in Bhagavad Gita, he's saying, surrender unto me. 1866, he's openly saying, abandon all varieties of religion, surrender unto me. 714, he's saying that, this material energy is very difficult to overcome. You really want to get out of it? You surrender to me. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Then he says that to the degree you surrender, to that degree I reward you. The, the one that we were saying yesterday or day before. I can't remember that. Anyway, going on. So surrender to Krishna. That's the point. Lord Krishna, he ends his teachings in Bhagavad Gita, surrender to me. Lord Chaitanya begins his teachings with this, that surrender to Krishna. Jivera Swarupaya Krishna Nitya Das. He begins his teachings that everyone is a servant of Krishna. Chant the holy name of Krishna. Revive love for Krishna. Therefore, it is Guru's business to instruct his disciple to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead if he wants relief from the material clutches. This is the symptom of Guru. So the Guru, what is he saying? Surrender to Krishna. You want to get out of the material world. You're feeling too much suffering. Relief from material clutches. How to get relief from material clutches?
Ye yatha mamna prapadyanti.
Ye yathamam
Namaste.
prapadyante tamstateva bhajami aham. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. So we see Krishna keeps on saying, surrender to me. Yeah. And so what does the Guru says? Guru says, surrender to Krishna. So this same principle was instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. In other words, one is advised not to accept a guru who does not follow the path of instruction given by Lord Krishna. So this is what Satyavrat Maharaj is saying, that follow Krishna, follow the guru who can bring us to Krishna. Any comments, questions? Okay, let's go on. Jano janasya dishate satim katim
Jano
जनो जनस्यासिति सतीं गतिम्
yaya prapadye tadurat yayam tamaha.
यया प्रपद्येत दुर्गयन्नं तमा
Vamtva avyayam jnanam amogam anjasa.
Tvam tva
अवयं
avyayam
ज्ञानम्
jnanam amogam anjasa
Prapadyate yena jano nijam padam.
prapravyate
प्रपद्येत येन जनो निजं पदम्
padam.
A materialistic so-called guru instructs his materialistic disciples about economic development and sense gratification. And because of such instructions, the foolish disciples continue in the materialistic existence of ignorance. But your Lordship gives knowledge that is eternal, and the intelligent person receiving such knowledge is quickly situated in his original constitutional position. So, in the previous verse, Satyavrat Maharaj is saying that out of ignorance, we are accepting anyone as a guru because we don't understand what's the criterion. Now he is saying that one who is intelligent, one is receiving, one who is intelligent is getting knowledge from you, is surrendering from you. Let's read the purport. So-called gurus instruct their disciples for the sake of material profit. Some guru advises that one meditate in such a way that his intelligence will increase in regard to keeping his body fit for sense gratification. Another guru advises that sex is the ultimate goal of life and that one should therefore engage in sex to the best of his ability. These are the instructions of foolish gurus. In other words, because of the instructions of a foolish guru, one remains perpetually in material existence and suffers its tribulations. But if one is intelligent enough to take instructions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as enunciated in Bhagavad Gita or the Sankhya philosophy of Kapila Dev, one can very soon attain liberation and be situated in his original position of spiritual life. So, out of ignorance, we are accepting instructions from people who are not bona fide. But those who are intelligent are following Krishna's instructions as Krishna is given in Bhagavad Gita. Sankhya philosophy of Lord Kapila Dev. And in this way, we can, here is said, very soon attain liberation. Very soon we can understand I'm not the body, I'm spirit soul. The words Nijam Padam are significant. The living entity, being part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has the birthright to a position in Vaikuntha Loka or the spiritual world where there is no anxiety. So a birthright, certain countries say right of abode. You're born in this country, even though if you don't live there, you can still come back at any time and live in that country, because you're born in that. So here, it's every living entity's birthright to live in Vaikuntha Lok, in the spiritual world. Cannot say over there we cannot be rejected. You know how there's some criteria, and some countries will say, oh, you don't have proper papers, you don't have a visa, or you do not have the qualification, you know, to stay in a particular country. But certain country will say, yes, yes, you have a right of abode here. So because you're born there. So we, each and every living entity, each of us have a right of abode in Vaikuntha Lok. Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha, there is no anxiety. This material world is full of anxiety. And we are always trying to cope up with the anxiety. No matter how much we cope, there is another anxiety coming. So that's why Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. I shall take care of you. Therefore, one should follow the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Tyaktva deham punarjanma, naiti mameti swarjana. After giving up one's body, one will return home, back to Godhead. So understanding here, Krishna is saying, Tyaktva deham punarjanma, naiti mameti swarjana. Understanding that Krishna is transcendental. His body is transcendental. His qualities are transcendental. His pastimes are transcendental. By understanding this, we can go to the spiritual world. The Lord lives in the spiritual world in his original personality, and a devotee who follows the instructions of the Lord approaches him, Mam Eti, as a spiritual person. Such a devotee returns to the personality of Godhead and plays and dances with him. That is the ultimate goal of life. So here we are struggling here in the material world. We are trying to maintain the status quo. But actually the goal, yeah, of course, we are in the material world, we are in the material body, so we have to deal with it. But the goal is to be with Krishna, to go back home, back to Godhead. Is that okay? To revive our love for Krishna, have a personal relationship with God. Is that okay?
Yes.
Tvam sarvalokasya suhrit prayeshvaro
Tvam sarvalokasya suhit
Prashete
priyeshvaro
Priyeshvara
hi atma gurur jnanam abhishta siddhi
hi atma
Atma
guru jnanam abhishta
Abhishita Siddhi
siddhi
tathapi loko na bhavantam antadir.
tatapi loko
Loko Nabhavantam Andadhi
Janati santam hridibhata kamaha.
janati santam hridibhatta
Ridhika
kamaha.
My Lord, you are the supreme well-wishing friend of everyone, the dearmost friend, the controller, the super soul, the supreme instructor, and the giver of supreme knowledge and the fulfillment of all desires. But although you are within the heart, the foolish, because of lusty desires in the heart, cannot understand you. Herein the reason for foolishness is described. Because the conditioned soul in this material world is full of materialistic lusty desires, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although the Lord is situated in everyone's heart, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. It is because of this foolishness that one cannot take instructions from the Lord, although the Lord is ready to instruct everyone, both externally and internally. So Paramatma is there in our heart, in everyone's heart, each and every one. The Lord is accompanying each and every one of us. But we are unable to hear him. Why? Satyavrat Maharaj is saying here, because of our material desires, our lust. It is so much that we are unable to hear Paramatma in our heart. What is he telling us? Because of this lust, there's so much attachment to this material world. We are unable to take the good instruction from the bona fide Guru. We are not able to take the instruction of Krishna as he's speaking to us in Bhagavad Gita. And we are unable to hear the Paramatma in the heart. So it's because of this too much attachment to this material world. The Lord
And
says
then
that
you say that, sorry. So you say
I'm
that
sorry.
out of ignorance, is it? We accepting instructions from gurus that don't give
Not
us, is it? Uh,
yeah,
that what?
that's
What
right.
did you? Yeah.
See, that's what Satyavrat Maharaj he said in the when we started reading the first one. He said it's out of ignorance. We don't understand what is actually a role of a guru. You know, we don't understand, and then we may just get misguided, existed because of ignorance. But actually, the real knowledge is Krishna is giving us. So those who are intelligent are accepting Krishna's instructions as Krishna is given in Bhagavad Gita, accepting the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master. So out of ignorance, we are accepting not qualified persons as our gurus. But if but when one is intelligent, he's accepting Krishna's instructions. He's accepting a bona fide representative's instructions. Now he's going on to say that it is out of too much attachment to this material world that we are not able to hear these instructions. Although Paramatma is in our heart, we are unable to hear him. Although Krishna has given us Bhagavad Gita, we don't want to follow it. Why? Because too attached to this material world. Is that okay?
Yeah. That means we, like, out of ignorance, we're accepting instructions from not qualified gurus for material, right? Lusty
Yes.
desires, correct?
Yes.
Can we say
Well,
that?
that earlier he says that out of ignorance, we are just taking anyone to be a guru who's not qualified.
Not
He may be
qualified.
just,
Mm,
as we said, maybe he's just so charismatic. And we are thinking, so this is the criterion of a guru,
mm,
you know,
right.
but not understanding.
Right.
Then here, right now, is said that foolishness, out of foolishness, is because too much attachment to the material world.
Mm,
It's our foolishness that we are so attached to the material world. It's out of ignorance that we are accepting somebody who shouldn't be accepted as a guru.
yeah, so the criteria of a true guru is, a bona fide guru is to show us, to take us to Krishna, right? To
Yes, one who can take us
right?
back
Take
home,
us
back to
back
Godhead.
home, back to God.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure. Did we read? No, we didn't read all this. Um, 1 minute. So unfortunately, however, people do not take this devotional service. No, we didn't reach that. Yeah. The Lord says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. In other words, the Lord can give instructions on devotional service by which one can return home back to Godhead. Unfortunately, however, people do not take this devotional service. The Lord, being situated in everyone's heart, can give one complete instructions on going back to Godhead. But because of lusty desires, one engages himself in materialistic activities and does not render service to the Lord. So Krishna is in our heart. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that I'm give the intelligence by which one can come to me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the intelligence by which one can come to me. So Krishna is giving the intelligence, but we are so engrossed in this material world that we don't care to listen to those instructions. If we could just hear him, Krishna is saying engage in devotional service. You know, Lord Chaitanya, he came to give us the chanting of the holy name, the Yuga Dharma. Kali Yuga Dharma, Hari Nam Sankirtan. But what happens is, because we are so engrossed, we are so attached to the material world that we don't care to engage in devotional service. It may come in different ways that I don't have time. You know, it may come in different ways. But here Satyavrat Maharaj is saying it's because we are so attached to the material world that because of lusty desires, one engages himself in materialistic activities and does not render service to the Lord. That one is willing to engage in material activity, but one is not willing to engage in devotional service. Therefore, one is bereft of the value of the Lord's instructions. By mental speculation, one can understand that one is not the body, but a spirit soul. But unless one engages in devotional service, the real purpose of life is never fulfilled. The real purpose of life is to go back home, back to Godhead, and live with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, play with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, dance with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and eat with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by the process of Gyan, we may come to understand I am not the body, I am the soul. But it's only out when we engage in devotional service that we can actually go back home, back to Godhead, be with God, revive our love for God, have a relationship with God. Prabhupada is saying, eat and dance with God. You know, here we are eating, dancing, play with God, live with God. Here we live with, we live with other living entities, we eat with them, we dance with them. But the purpose is to do all this with God, because that's our eternal relationship. So I'm not sure how long. Okay, it's just a little bit longer, just a little bit more. These are different items of ananda, spiritual happiness and spiritual variegatedness. Even though one may come to the platform of Brahma Bhuta and understand his spiritual identity by speculative knowledge, one cannot enjoy spiritual life without understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by the process of Gyan, one may come to understand I'm not the body, I'm the soul. But just by understanding I'm the soul, if one doesn't know what are the activities of the soul, what does the soul do? So then one is still not able to experience that happiness that a soul can experience. And that is by engaging in devotional service. Because when Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. So if one is in contact with Krishna, one will automatically feel all the pleasure. One will automatically feel all the enjoyment, all the joy. So one may understand I'm not the body, I'm the soul. But if one does not come in contact with Krishna, we are still depriving ourselves of that happiness, of that joy. This is indicated here by the word Abhishta Siddhi. One can fulfill the ultimate goal of life only by engaging in devotional service to the Lord. Then the Lord will give one proper instructions on how to go back home, back to Godhead. So we can see that our goal of life, of going back home, back to Godhead can be fulfilled only by devotional service. And devotional service begins by hearing about God, hearing from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any comments? Anyone wanted to add anything?
Very clearly said.
Yeah.
Very
So,
up to like
like
everything
Hare
is
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
this also shows that how important Guru is. What is the position of a Guru? Like he's not an
Yes.
ordinary person. If we really follow the instructions of the Guru properly and we serve him,
a true
then
guru.
serving, yeah, bona fide, definitely in our
Bona fide,
parampara we'll get
true
a
guru.
bona
I mean,
fide
like,
only.
see, it's telling
So
us now what a true guru, a bona
no, but
fide
we
guru.
know. So, but then I'm just saying
Mm.
that what's the importance of a Guru? Like how important he is if he's bona fide and if we are serving properly. Because we have to see about ourselves. The Guru will be bona fide, definitely, if he's connecting us to Krishna. And in our parampara, we'll get the true bona fide Guru only. So if we serve them properly, then it is so easy to get the Krishna prem.
Yes. Yes. Yasya prasadad Bhagavad prasado yasya prasadad nagati kutopi. By pleasing the spiritual master, we can please Krishna. By displeasing the spiritual master, we cannot please Krishna. Because he's teaching us how to please Krishna. He
And
knows
then
Krishna.
he knows Krishna. And then also the point that we do the Guru uh, Aarti in the morning, Guru Vandana. So
Yeah.
it is so powerful and so purifying for us also, because if we'll have that desire in our heart, Krishna will send the true Guru. It's up to our desire in our heart what we have.
Yeah.
If
That's
we want
right.
money, then that kind of Guru will come to us. But if we want Krishna, if we want to serve him, love him, then Krishna will always bring us to the true Guru.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
That's what they say, na? Like the guru will find you, not you. Right?
Yeah,
I've,
they do
I've
say
heard like
that.
that. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
वो नहीं ढूंढना है गुरु आपको ढूंढेगी means the truth and on your desires, right? What
Our desire.
your desires.
Yeah. Krishna is fulfilling our desires. What do we want? Out of foolishness, we are being attached to this material world. That's we just heard Satyavrat Maharaj. We are so attached. We are so attached. Our time and energy is so much we are so fully engrossed in this material world that we are not caring to hear about Krishna. What is he saying? What is the Guru saying? So the more we hear and the more we chant Krishna who's in our heart, he helps us to clean our heart of this material desires. The more hearing, the more chanting, then Krishna helps us take away this material desires. He gives us the intelligence. Yeah. So we can see the importance of a bona fide guru here. Satyavrat Maharaj is pointing this out. So important. Okay, let's stop here for today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.